All right, here we go. Section 2.1. Regarding 1.9, I'm going to hit that again some other point, okay? I'm moving forward to 2.1 points and lines. This should be a very quick and easy chapter. I just have to refresh your memory a little bit. We're just going to be graphing points and lines in here, okay? Basically, they want you, the first part was to graph points. I don't think there's any confusion there, right? Okay? So if I wanted to graph A, I would go 1, 2, 3. You always label them. B would be -2. 1, 2, 3, 4. C is 5, -2. 1, 2, 3, 5, -2. D is -3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And E and D might be the only one that are kind of confused. Remember, if your x is 0, 1, 2, 3, this is E. Okay? It's called the y-intercept. It's on the y-axis. And this one would be an x-intercept. And that would be D. How do I have two D's? That would be F. I guess I don't know the L. I think I'm in math. Okay? No questions on that? That's pretty easy, right? I think a lot of people forgot how to graph lines, so I'm going to go to that one right away. So, the first ones come already in this form. Y equals, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Remember, this was your slope. This was your y-intercept, right? So the first thing you graph is your y-intercept, which is -3. Okay, I'm missing something. Now I worry about my slope. If it would be over 1. This is a positive, so I go up to 1, 2 over 1. Draw a line. And make sure you label your line. Okay.
I almost fell into my face.
No, don't relabel it, but from now on, just go ahead and label it. It's just nice to have a label so I know which one it is. If I give you a test and there's 4 different lines, I really don't want to figure it out. Okay? Any questions on besides the labeling? We're good there? Okay. Now this one seems to confuse some people. The first thing you have to do is you have to put it into y equals mx plus b form. This is not. This is in 2x minus 3y equals 6. Okay? We want it in this form. Nothing in front of the y and x plus b. Well, the first thing I have to do is move the 2x over. Okay. Why is it plus 6? It's a positive 6. At this point, we're almost there, but you cannot have anything in front of the y, so you have to divide everything by what's in front of the y. Okay? So this is y equals, well, what's -2 over -3 become? Positive 2/3, right? And what's a positive 6 divided by a -3? -2. Now I can graph this because my y-intercept is -2 up to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And you label it. Oops. Any questions on that? Marilyn?
I can do that, or did you just put a regular one on there?
Okay, well, I'm going to do a next one.
Is that actually one of the problems?
No, I don't think so.
Are you recording this?
Yep. Now, there were some tough ones on the worksheet, so if you want to give me one, I will go ahead and do it. Which one was that? Okay. number 14 I will do. And what was it?
X minus 2y equals 0.
Equals 0. Okay?
What?
What?
What are you
On the back page.
On the back page. Okay. So again, I have to get it into y equals mx plus b form. I need to move the x over. So I'm going to write it down again. Minus x minus x. Now remember, bring the negative down with your 2. Negative x plus 0. I don't really need the 0 there, but I'm showing you where it is. Now I cannot have a variable in front of the y, so I have to divide everything by negative 2. So these cancel, and I have y equals negative over negative is a positive, x over 2 plus 0. Now I don't like it written this way because there'll be some people will have a hard time graphing this. You can also write it like this. Okay, does that make sense? Instead of x over 2, you can write it as 1/2 x. Because there's a 1 right here. Okay. To graph this one, well, what's your y-intercept? 0. So you start right here at the origin. My slope is positive, up 1 over 2. Y equals 1/2 x.
So you want us to do it on the big graph?
Yeah, you can, whatever works for you. You know, it would be hard to have 14 squeezed on one graph. 2 or 3, no problem. Were there any other tough ones? What? 8? We got a worksheet. You guys see those things? 3y minus 2 equals 0. Okay, and I'm going to show you, those of you that might be having trouble with it, maybe I'll show you 2 ways. I still like the y equals mx plus b method, and I'll do that one first. Well, I have to get this 2 over, so I'm going to add 2. So I have 3y is equal to 2. Okay? Now I'm going to divide by 3, divide by 3. Okay? So y equals 2/3. Now here's a problem. Is there an x? Remember, y equals is always what kind of line? It's just a horizontal line. If there's no x, it's a horizontal line, and I'm guessing 2/3 would be right about there. So I would get well, that's the way I would do it. There's another method, and I'll let you make sure everyone's caught up before I show you that method. All right, I'll keep my graph there.
What about 15?
I'm not done with this one.
Oh.
Okay, this method over here I'm going to do is called finding zeros. And you make a t-table. And you make an x and you make a y. And we're going to use 0 for x and 0 for y. All we do is we go up to this equation right here. And we're going to put 0 in for x. Well, there isn't an x. Okay? So, I suppose this is a bad example on this one. But you can't, because if there's no x, if you put 0 in for y, you're going to get negative 2 equals 0, which is a no solution. So you know at this point it has to be horizontal because we have a y value. Does that make sense? Probably not the good one to do it on. What was the other one we did it on? This one. Sorry, forget that last slide. That's weird. Why'd it keep coming up after I erase it? X, Y, 0, 0. Okay? If I put 0 in for X, that's 0 equals 2Y equals 0. I want to solve for Y. I can get rid of these. I can get rid of these. I have to divide by 2, so Y equals 0. Does that make sense? Here, I'll go slower.
Keep up with what you were saying.
I'm going too fast. I'm sorry. I don't know why erasing stuff disappears, but
That's kind of the.
that's the point, isn't it? All right. So I'm putting 0 in for X. I don't need this 0, so I have negative 2Y equals 0. How do I solve for Y? I divide by negative 2. Okay? So I'm left with Y. What is 0 divided by negative 2? 0. So I put that here. Okay? You get really good at this. A lot of people.
Why did you put -2 then?
Because that's the Y value. When I put 0 in for X, Y equals negative 2.
But 0 divided by -2 is 0.
Oh. Did you see why I don't teach this method? Now we have to put 0 in for Y. So now we have X minus 2, 0 equals 0. Okay? X equals 0. That's not working. So now we have to try negative 1 and 1. You did this in elementary. Remember making t-tables? No? You had to.
I'm sure you did. I like the other way better.
Okay.
No, show us.
This is why I don't like this method. So we're going to go with Y equals mx plus b. I'll give you another one. Give me another one out there. 14?
15.
15. What is it?
3x equals 9 plus 4y.
Okay, sometimes people mess up, but it's because the y's on the wrong side. Well, just rewrite it. 9 plus 4y equals 3x. Okay, no problem with rewriting it. I can subtract 9. Subtract 9. 4y is equal to 3x minus 9. Now I can't have anything in front of the y, so I have to divide everything by 4. So y is equal to 3/4 x minus 9/4. I would assume the question is, how do you graph this, right? So we have to go to my least favorite thing, a mixed number. This would be what? 2 and... Okay? So I go down negative 2 and 1/4. Well, I don't know where it is. I'm going to guess it's right there. I'm going to make my dot big enough. It'll hit it. Right? And what's my slope? I have to go up 3. Well, I go up 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I label it. I'm not going to take a spot on that line and see if you have the exact point. This lesson, all I'm worried about is, can you take a y-intercept, put it on here, and then graph it? That's all I'm worried about. Okay? I have time for one more, 2 more, 3 more. Is everyone just doing their worksheet now?
Oh, 12.
12.
2x.
Well, hold on a second. Let's make this official. All right, what you got?
2x plus 5y plus 20.
Ooh. Does it equal 0?
Yeah.
This time they just threw everything on the left side. You want it in its form. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the y over by subtracting it. I'm going to subtract 5y. No, I'm not. I'm going to do the x, sorry. I'm going to leave the 5x for 5y. I'm going to subtract 2x and subtract 2x. So now I have 5y plus 20 equals negative 2x. Now I need to get the 20 over there. But I want it in this form. So I'm going to subtract 20. 5y is equal to negative 2x minus 20. Now I have the y all by itself. On this side of the equation, I need to get rid of the coefficient, the 5 in front of it. So I'm going to divide everything by 5. Y is equal to negative 2/5 x minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, my y-intercept. My slope is down 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I would do that one. Gotta make my dot bigger because I missed it. Okay.
Okay, so say it's negative y equals whatever. How do you get it?
So let's say you have negative y equals,
Negative 9x minus 4.
minus 4.
Yeah, so do you just put the negatives in front of the other ones?
Yep. Basically, this is not in this form because it's a negative. All you really do is you just multiply everything by negative 1. And this becomes positive. All you're doing is changing signs.
That's nice.
And when you graph, remember your slope is 9 over 1.